Hello everyone, KingslayerKoshy here, and welcome back to Bastion. In the last part, we did things, and in this part, we're gonna rescue Zia. We met up with the Era, found out what the hell was the cause of this sort of apocalypse, and now we're gonna get Zia back.
What a mess it is. A mess like that could only be.
So yeah. And you're gonna get a beef of a part here today because
The Ura stand is living proof of that.
well, quite frankly, this level here is actually really short. So if I separated it into levels like I normally would have, this would have been like 7 minutes long. So that was the excuse for making it as long as it was. And
At the heart of the
day 2
Calamity was a simple
afternoon. Yeah, these transitions are kind of just part of the game, so don't worry about that one. But yeah, you'll be fighting the Ura, which right now doesn't seem like much because with
scientists, soldiers,
but they're different variants, of course. Lunkheads, which aren't very threatening. Day 3,
far beyond the city.
and
As far as the kids go right now.
yeah, this mission is actually very short. You'll fight a little bit of the Ura along the way, but in terms of overall difficulty, you shouldn't have too much of a hard time trying to find your way through. Probably might have gotten interrupted there. Probably should have done some editing here and there. Maybe cut this part up. This part is super long, but at least I'll have stuff to talk about. And this is pretty much use that as a taste of what's to come. Especially for when I have to do the author stream. Or Ruck stream.
Most of our efforts didn't bear fruit.
But yeah, countering those melee fighters can be a real pain in the ass because their attacks move so quickly.
Then there was a breakthrough.
And there's me completing the last of the vigils. So yeah, when it comes to fighting these guys and like countering them, for the melee ones, what I recommend doing is just doing like small pot shots. You just keep your shield up, and when they attack you, they'll get stunned for a little bit, and it'll be enough for, well, for my setup, the Brusher's Pike will be able to stab him for at least 1 hit. If you're lucky, you might be able to get 2 hits in, but at that point, you might take a hit. So yeah, anyways.
It came from an Ura, a brilliant young scientist named Ven.
Yeah. Ventus? Nah.
Ven worked for the Mancers, the sharpest knives in the
And then this somehow leaked into the Keyblade Wars. No. The freaking Kingdom Hearts story is already convoluted enough as it is.
With his
Especially
help,
with Kingdom Hearts 3 coming out, and this would be the end of the Xehanort Saga, so
in a flash.
if it's the end of the Xehanort Saga, then I won't have too much of a god damn it, do you mind? I'm trying to get some goddamn sleep here. People these days. There's a reason why I say I hate humanity so much. Especially myself.
This discovery was never to
Especially
be used
myself.
instead, except as a last resort.
But yeah, pretty much this is a fight to the top, pretty much to get the last core and find Zia. Goddamn. Everyone's favorite favorite enemy in video games. Some goddamn birds. Probably wouldn't be better for me to just sit there and watch them die. Who the hell knows? But yeah, there you go. Can't see what is my skill Is it the trapper snare? It's hard to see from here, but whatever. Anyways, Snake Eyes. Yeah, but it's trapper snare. Okay.
But Ven didn't like being manipulated.
Something wrong. Just wrong. Anyways, yep. Just keep stabbing. Just keep stabbing and keep going.
He sabotaged the Mancer's little science project, set it to blow up in their faces.
So basically, this is just
Imagine how Ven must have felt when they finally made him pull that trigger.
So basically, what's going on here is Rux is talking about some guy named Ven, who's basically worked for the Mancers for a long time as one of their primary scientists for a project, which turned out to be a weapon to try and kill the Ura. He sabotaged said weapon, and that leaked. I believe that's what led into how the Calamity started.
But remember, the Bastion can fix everything.
Yeah. It's what led into the Calamity. And basically, with the Bastion, we're able to fix up the damage done. But there's one problem. Nobody seems to listen to friggin' reason.
Too bad the Ura ain't able to collaborate on that front.
Not a beast, and not a human. And friggin' Rattletails. God damn me, I hate these things. They can even escape the trapper snares, which is so fucking annoying. They can escape the trapper snares somehow when they go underground, which is really fucking annoying.
For now.
So at this point I can just leave, but I just want to kill the other one just for the hell of it.
Left off.
There. And there's nothing else here, so just leave.
First things first, though. There's someone we figured needed rescue.
And now...
Zia.
Define Zia.
The Ura fell back, no doubt planning the next move, but we knew ours already. The country, she's all the pieces now.
With that, all the vigils are completed. I've already gotten the achievement for it, so nothing's gonna show up. I'm going to the shrine for no reason, thinking that there's gonna be more, but there's nothing else to show for it. Something burnt. You don't have to level up the Galleon Mortar, so well, I'm not gonna level up the Galleon Mortar.
Takes a careful touch to rattle those bones like that.
I do like the Fang Repeater for what it's worth.
But believe me,
it's a very quick rapid fire weapon, and with what I just upgraded, it now has homing properties. I regret it. I kind of wish I had enough for the dueling vessels, but I have like 500 less, and then I can finally upgrade them. But speaking of weapons, we have everything except for one, so...
Zoltan's Hollow is the Ura's border blockade. At least it used to be.
We're heading to Zoltan's Hollow to find Zia.
Well, now it's personal, ain't it? It's personal for him, and it's personal for me. They never saw him coming.
And with this,
care package I sent him.
Rux is the one that creates a special weapon for him.
It's a little something I've been
the Calamity Cannon. This thing is extremely powerful. Do yourself a favor. Make sure you don't stand close when you fire at it. And, okay. So, for this mission, what you gotta do is...
It has to put a damper on their plan. weapons, Lura found a way to keep the Calamity from spreading.
The gimmick here is you're gonna find all of those, what look like chains that are supporting the blockade that keep those spires up, and what you're gonna be doing is blowing up those chains to bring down this wall. Do yourself a favor and be careful and don't do what I was doing early on. Stay at a far enough range because this thing does hurt. And because of Garmouth, it's actually even more dangerous because you could potentially have it reflect off and hit yourself, which can be a real pain in the ass. And early on, this is a decent weapon, but it's not a great weapon. Like, when you first get it, the thing with it is it's slow, it's not entirely powerful.
Conductors that are all what's keeping the place together.
Like, well, I learned from my mistake. Yeah, a little bit. And there's the double shot musket coming, upgrade coming in handy.
Break enough of those things and the Calamity rocks slink back into the ground.
Okay, it's still the same bullet variation, so nothing to worry about here. There's another variation of the shooters that actually shoot poison darts, but we haven't run into those yet, thankfully. So nothing major to worry about right now.
Like tumors,
there we go.
The same kind the Ura planted in the Bastion.
Yeah, but the good thing about the Calamity cannon is you can shoot it from extremely far away, so you can use that to your advantage. Always shoot all of the conductors so that you can actually, because you'll get bonuses out of it.
Well, the Ura must be in a panic right about now.
But yeah, when you don't upgrade, when you first get it, this weapon is actually probably... It's one of those, what's the word, it has a high, it's one of those high skill cap weapons that, at first when you use it...
We even sick their little rattletail pets on the kid.
What is it? It's like, yeah, it's high skill cap, high potential. So it's like kind of it's one of those things where it's, you have weapons that are, you have the certain things in video games where it's like you have low skill cap, what is it? I'm trying to remember what the term is, but it's like the, what's a good way to put this? But it's like the, it's a high level of, it's like, it's ratios between like the, potential versus the skill cap. And oh yeah, apparently you can actually just break it with the friggin' Brusher's Pike, so you don't have to use the Calamity Cannon, thank God, so take that to heart. But what am I trying to say? But high skill cap, it's a high skill cap. It's an effective weapon, but a high skill cap. But the higher the skill cap, the more effective the weapon can be. If that makes any sense. So basically, if you saw like weapons like the dueling pistol and the musket, they're a low skill cap, but they're effective. Versus the Calamity rockets, which is. It's very challenging to use, but if you can get it upgraded, it can potentially be probably the best ranged weapon in the game. Especially with the proper upgrades.
By now, every Ura from here to the terminals must know he's in town. Kid returns their greeting tenfold. You
won't see it much here. Because because right now, of course, the weapons in its base form, but when you in the bonus part, you'll get to see the Calamity Cannon and its fullest potential. And right now, we're dealing with a stink eye generator, which is a real pain in the has to deal with because they generate so many of these damn things, and there's 2 of them. So why am I not destroying the conductors? Oh wait, yeah. Wait, what? What the hell? Why am I not destroying the conductors? Come on, me. There you go. Yeah, if you can, destroy the conductors so you can give yourself some room to move around. Of course, I'm doing this with the idols invoked, so it's a lot harder than it really should be. But these things are beefy. Yeah, but these things are beefy. So yeah, what I end up doing is using the Calamity rockets to beat it up from a range. Okay, so apparently I don't think you can hurt yourself from hitting Garmith's reflect. So that's a good thing to take note of. There, that one's taken care of. And now the other one's being an asshole, so I'm just gonna sit back, relax, and let my cannon do the talking.
Those Calamity rocks must be eating that place apart from the inside.
But yeah, that's how useful the Calamity Cannon can be in a pinch. And that's just the Calamity Cannon at its base. It still can be extremely challenging to use, of course, but freaking Rattletail. Yeah, so this is how you would primarily deal with the melee variants.
Keep hanging on to that barricade.
And with that, something. Oh, that's for the yeah, that was where I cut the part, but because the cut was in the middle of the level, I think it was someone interrupted me. And B, I technically did like 1.5 levels, so I thought I'd take a break, but it just did break the pace, so I decided to actually put this all into one part, especially considering I looked at part 19 and, well, I felt that I can probably put you well, we're going to be doing 3 levels in this part, but one level had like 19 was 2 levels, but one was essentially, as usual, a huge chunk of the part was a lot of failures, so a lot of the cut footage, there was a lot of cut footage, so I decided, you know what, let's just put it all together. It was like 45 minutes when I first originally did this, and then afterwards, after all the editing was done, it was around 35. It's probably going to be the longest part in the series, but it's not going to be too big of it shouldn't be too big of a deal. Besides, these last couple of parts are going to be probably some of the longest anyway, because I believe next part is the last part, quote unquote, in terms of like the main story, but after that there'll be one last part dedicated to showing off the last dream sequence, as well as the last level. Of course, come to think of it, I may have to check link again, because if I didn't, I may have to do one more part for the sake of showing off Zolf stream, but if that's the case, then that's not too big of a deal. I can do Zolf stream. It's just one more dream sequence. I can tolerate that. It's just a matter of time to figure out when I can actually beat it. I'll probably attempt it at 10 idols again, like I did with the author sequence. In my opinion, I think the author sequence is the hardest of the bunch. So if you can do the author sequence, you'll. I don't want to say it's gonna be. It's good. It's definitely gonna be easier with doing the other dream sequences because those ones are a lot shorter. Just do take it to heart that it's still gonna be challenging.
Did the Ura really think we just turn around and walk away? Shame the opportunity for civilized discourse is over.
So yeah, if I don't show off the last dream sequence, I will most likely show it off in the bonus part as well with 10 idols invoked. So look forward to that, I guess, and then afterwards.
Suppose old Zolf.
Bastion's essentially done. But because of the circumstances right now, I do have a little bit more time to actually do my post commentary without too much interruptions. So hopefully I can get it done before school starts. And afterwards, I'll have finally a couple of my own personal LPs to put in. Because I still have. The thing is, I still have plenty of LPs that I can like post up on my channel. There's a couple of versus videos that are finally posted up that are in the wings right now for the Sundays for weekends. So look forward to that. I still have plenty of LPs that have yet to be uploaded. There's a couple of parts that are missing from Sunman, so I need to go talk to MJ about that. There's some LPs I still have that have the entire LP, but I just haven't bothered to upload yet because I just really wanted to try and get this done before I even think about fixing up another LP. That's my excuse anyway, or explanation, depending on how you see it. Some people will see it as an excuse, saying for me being lazy. But I'm not gonna lie, I was lazy for a while, but another reason why it's been so hard for me to do this is circumstances, and this is the potential of what would happen. Okay, and as you guys can see right here, this is the potential of what happens when you deal with multiple Ura, and let me just tell you, it's not fun. Like, fighting multiple Ura is like the worst thing that could possibly happen to you. It's so chaotic. And you're gonna get to see this in action when we get to what is it? The dream sequence. Specifically when we do the authors one, especially because the last couple of levels, wherever there's an Ura, there's always like 3 or 4 of them fighting you, and it's not fun. It's not fun. There we go. And I think we're close to the end of the level. No, I don't think. This level was incredibly long. This is probably the second longest in the game, but it makes sense, I guess, because we're near the end of the game, so they're gonna pull all the stops. It's also one of the hardest. And as you can see, this is the idol magic kicking in. The more idols you have invoked, the more like valuable gems will start stacking up, so just keep So if you do what I do, it should only take 2 playthroughs to get everything fully upgraded. And not only that, but the dream sequences will also give you a crap ton of gems as well, if you're good.
But it ain't like Prosper Bluff this time.
And I guess now something wrong. That is a Calamity Rock, and that is an upgrade specifically for the Calamity Cannon. Oh, Jesus Christ. Oh, God. Yeah, my cold is still kind of there. It's more so congested than anything else, but it's still kind of there. I'm still having a massive coughing fit.
Ain't nothing for this gal to sing about now.
But, it's more manageable here.
You weren't kidnapped. No, ma'am. You just had to see what happened to the Ura. To your own people.
So yeah, that's the end of the level.
You had to see
and
if
with that,
was true.
Just...
Sure you didn't drop that twangy thing on purpose? Just to see if he'd go after you? They lost everything, didn't they? But they just keep on fighting like that's gonna bring it all back. I don't need to see what happened to the Ura. I'm trying to undo it, remember?
And here we go. So, Mancer Missile, something burnt. Which isn't pointless because I'm never going to use the Galleon Mortar. Well, I mean, it still kind of has a point. But anyways, the Mancers. The mission with the Mancers is to...
So I caught the kid's old knapsack.
Shoot down... multiple targets in one shot. And it's gonna be pretty easy to do that, especially with the next mission that's coming up, or the Proving Ground. If I'm correct, yeah, I'm gonna do a couple of upgrades to the Calamity Cannon, and this will pretty much make it infinitely easier to, it's gonna make it infinitely easier to complete the Proving Ground challenge. Alright, and the next place is the Proving Ground, which is Mancer Observatory, and that's the last area in the game.
Now there's a sneaky place, overlooking the Tassel terminals themselves. The Ura probably didn't know they were being watched from Mancer Observatory. It was a perfect spot to test something no one's meant to know about.
The goal here is to protect all 7 of the conductors.
Only trouble was,
and
the place drove the windbags crazy.
Kill all the windbags. With the upgrades that I have, the charge time I think is reduced and the blast radius is increased. But what makes this challenging, I'm going to show you, is if they get close, then the Calamity Cannon will destroy them if you actually hit it.
Far east of the city.
And I did fade out because it did take quite a while for me to actually do a proper first attempt. And it takes me 2 attempts. The first one is going to be a second place attempt, and the next one is going to be when I get the first prize. So like as you can see, this is what happens when you screw up. Like, that's what I was like doing for the longest time, because I just wanted to try and get it done in the first attempt, and I just didn't want to be asked. Because this is one of the longer trials. Like 10 minutes of this was me like going back and forth restarting the friggin' trial. It was a real pain in the ass. As you can see, so far it doesn't seem too bad. It's like if you screw up one shot, one mess up can really ruin your day. Like, so far it doesn't seem too bad. And then right, I think it's here. Yeah, you see these guys pass by. That one passes by. I miss, and now as a result, there's like multiple of the windbags hacking away at the conductors. So now I lose one conductor, and now I'm gonna lose two conductors, because as soon as, like, one thing you can take advantage of if you don't want to screw up so much is have them all pile up, and then you can use that to shoot it from far away, so the blast radius is just enough so that you can actually kill all of the windbags without hurting the conductor. But that's what happens if you screw up. If you let one windbag pass by, you pretty much screwed out of game first prize, because that pretty much means you shoot a Calamity rocket at it, it's gonna blow up the conductor along with the windbag. And now this is the attempt where I get the first prize. So yeah, it's very difficult to get first place in this challenge. It's probably definitely the hardest challenge in the game. But if you fully the last upgrade for the Calamity rocket, it splits in two. The first one is actually, when you shoot the Calamity rocket, it will leave a residue, and that's what I use for the bonus part when I'm doing the author's challenge. And for the other one, it's a homing rocket. So if you're having a hard time, you can come back here later when you do the homing rocket challenge with the homing rocket, and it will make this challenge a joke, because you can, as long as you're close, the homing rocket will come in and hit the windbags. So use that to your advantage. And then one Bastion tried to pass me, almost got past me, but I managed to actually take him time. One thing you can also take advantage of is that some of the windbags don't even come right away. They wait for a couple seconds and then come, because they pile in groups. So use that to your advantage. As you can see, it's like, so you see like a couple of them are just staying there like aimlessly, like going derp. And there you go. First prize.
Success.
And with that, we get a skill for the Calamity cannon, which I'm never going to use. And we're going to head back. Any day now. Come on, me. Hello? Hello? Come on now. There we go. And next part will be the end of the game.
Only the Mansers get a
look forward to that.
playing around with their
See you guys then.
toy.